Mason friend, Tamusa, makes special bricks, mixing mud with rice, charcoal, and other material. In so doing, he infuses them with magical animist powers to protect and bring luck to the homeowners.
Every buildings of Jenny, they always start with this technique. So then you have a special bricks, 5 special bricks made with, against those cereals, mixed on the mud.
Oh, I see.
Okay, who are going one on that corner, one to another corner of the house. So the 4 corners of the house have to get those special bricks. So one in the middle, on the center of the house. Then you build the house.
This is the animist belief that spirits can be found in earthly materials and in animals. Could this be part of the same traditions illustrated in the snake and leopard symbols of the Benin bronzes? Djenné was not the first city to be established on the inland delta. Less than 2 miles away lie the remains of the oldest known city in sub-Saharan Africa, Djenné. There, archaeologists have found evidence that animist beliefs go back even further in time. Amadou and I are going to explore it with the help of a government archaeologist who helps preserve the World Heritage Site.
But I would like to introduce him. Yes. He's Mr. Samake.
Mr. Samake.
Samake.
Oh, Samake. Yeah. Nice to meet you. So he's going to tell us about Djenné.
Yes, of course. He's an expert.
Really?
Yes.
Wonderful. For centuries, Djenné lay ignored, its history and significance completely unknown. But just 33 years ago, a team of archaeologists realized that this unassuming mound was in fact made up of debris 5 meters deep. It revealed evidence of an ancient city 1,000 years older than Benin. Djenné was first settled around 200 BC and was inhabited until the 14th century. It's thought that the arrival of Islam may have contributed to the demise of the animist settlement.
Here, as an animist place, there was no room for the people to pray because the Islam recommend to pray by group. So there wasn't a room for all the religious to pray. So then the king decided to build in the 12th century the first mosque. He made his biggest. People are curious to see that's big building, that's big mosque. And so then since this guy decided to build this mosque, so then start the decline of Djenné.
But the fact that animist beliefs were practiced in such an ancient city is important. It means that spirits like those in the Mason's bricks have been a profound part of West Africans' lives for many centuries. But Djenné's significance is not just metaphysical. Artifacts found here have convinced archaeologists that Djenné was the region's first major trading crossroads, possibly from the time of its settlement around 200 BC. Evidence of craftsmanship is scattered everywhere, and it's a technology with a distant link to the manufacture of the Benin bronzes, pottery. Can you tell me, from these shards of pot, what periods are represented here? I mean, if you pick up, there seems to be pottery of so many different types, so many different kinds of decoration.
850 until the 11th century. From the 850 until the 11th century, people had used this technique.
À partir de 1111 jusqu'à l'abandon de Djenné au 14e. Voilà, jusqu'au 14e.
So when this city was being abandoned, these were the kinds of pots that they were making?
Yes, in the 14th century, it was completely abandoned.
So this is Djenné at its height, when people are demanding, I imagine, sophisticated pottery.
Exactly.
They're probably trading with people from right across the region. And obviously then the pottery reflects all of that economic might. Djenné wasn't just making pottery required for the casting technology of Benin. Oh, this is metal.
Piece of metal, yeah. So that is from the 800 after Jesus Christ.
That's iron.
Iron, yeah.
Smelted iron. Yeah. The excavations have revealed evidence of blacksmithing here. The iron industry of Djenné is one of the earliest known in sub-Saharan Africa. And the continuity of remains makes archaeologists believe that there was a guild system here, just like the masons of Djenné and the bronze casters of Benin. This early evidence of metalworking and a guild system means that the craftsmanship seen in the Benin bronzes developed in West Africa over many centuries. But there are no iron ore mines near Djenné-Djenné, and whilst there were animist practices here, I still haven't found evidence of the symbolism seen in the Benin craftsmanship. But 70 miles away is a living example of an animist community. I'm travelling to Dogon country to see how and why their culture and traditions endure, and whether there's a link to the Benin bronzes. The Dogon live in a succession of small villages, clinging to the lower reaches of the Bandiagara escarpment. It's a spectacular 150-mile-long sandstone ridge that rises above the savannah. I've come here with a local guide, Kene Dolo. Archaeologists believe Djenné-Djenné may have got its iron ore from deposits near the escarpment. And it's no surprise that there's a long tradition of ironwork here. In fact, archaeologists have dated iron smelting in West Africa to around 500 BC. And like the Benin craftsmen and the Djenné masons, blacksmiths have a special place in Dogon society.
In this village, we have only one family blacksmith.
One family?
Only one family.
And that is because they're a very important caste family.
Right.
This is passed down from father to son, is
Yes.
it, these traditions?
Yes.
And is this the father over here?
Yes, it is his father.
So they would know about the history of these guys, that they bring them to life.
Right.
You take these ingredients, the ore, which is from the earth, you take the coal, which is from the earth, you take the air, the transforming of these raw materials.
Yes.
Just into something which is useful. Filling them with a kind of spirit.
Yes. The blacksmiths have a lot of secret in their life. You have important magic.
The blacksmiths don't just magically transform iron ore into metal. They also work in wood, carving masks and figures. They've been essential in keeping Dogon traditions alive since at least the 13th century. Some of the blacksmith's handiwork is appearing this evening in a ritual called Dharma, part of a funeral ceremony. The Dogon may date back as far as 10,000 BC. No one's certain. But these are traditions that developed over many centuries at least. Could this be the system of symbols I'm looking for? The beginning of an artistic tradition that leads to the bronzes. This ceremony is to lead the soul of a recently deceased elder to his final resting place. It certainly contains echoes of the plaques.
This is the spirit mask, the spirit. This color, it is the dead color.
Yes.
If somebody is dead, we put on this color of clothes. Yes, and they go. He represents the heron, the four mask. The feet, he represents the heron feet. It is elegance.
They are very elegant, just like herons.
Yes, yes.
This is a vibrant illustration of animist practices. In wearing the masks and costumes, the Dogon take on the character of the spirit they believe each animal possesses. Dogon tradition says that they migrated to the escarpment centuries ago from the Mandem Mountains, 400 miles away, because of the spread of Islam. They sought somewhere they felt secure to continue their animist traditions without the fear of being converted.
These are snakes?
Yes, it is snake, the two masks. Yes. And all this group, it is the lizard mask.
What's happening here?
is dancing to goodbye the bad spirit to go away from the village. Yes, because he touched the ground. To clean the village, bad things go away.
Oh, bad, this is warding away all the evil.
Yes, yes.
For centuries, Dogon culture has withstood pressures from conquerors, empire builders, and missionaries. This breathtaking performance is art, spirituality, and symbolism all rolled into one.
And I've seen dancing all over Africa, but that was absolutely the most spectacular that I've ever seen.
In the morning, Kenny takes me to see another way Dogon culture is represented. As part of the design of a granary, belonging to the chief and spiritual leader, the Hogon.
Oh, look at that.
This is the granary door.
I see.
The door for the granary. You see? This is the Ogon. Yes, it is the older person in the village. And all this group of masks represent the Kanaga mask.
Oh, the mask with the lizard on the top.
Yes, yes.
And these are the lizards.
It is a lizard.
Being danced by these men
Yes,
down here.
yes. And this is the head of the lizard.
I see.
And this direction represents the sky.
The door isn't just about spiritual belief. It also commemorates the trek undertaken by the Dogon people from their original homeland around the 13th century.